right, welcome back to the Overpriced Podcast. This is our fourth episode. I am one of your hosts, Ryan Swells, joined by Miss Ricky Sibla as well as Ashley Curran.
What's up?
You guys ready to have fun?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're getting
I
there.
sure am.
On our fancy new set.
Right? How awesome is this?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the Flintstones over here, but
Because the Flintstones had a cloth couch.
I'm sitting on stones over here, but nonetheless, it's comfy.
Baby.
It's nice.
You're fine.
It's not.
Anyways, as we progress.
Yes. Very seriously, though, for a moment, I just want to give a shout out and a salute to all the men and women who have served our country as we celebrated Veterans Day this past weekend on Saturday. And, what an important day for our country to give thanks and remembrance to all those who serve and who have served our country. Thank you. We truly appreciate it. And I know I have some family members, great-grandpa Swells, Grandpa Doomer, members of the Army, and we owe them our thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Endless, bottomless thanks. We couldn't do anything without all of you. So
I got to hear some cool stories when on Friday I was over at Dee's and we were passing out free cups of coffee.
yes, that was awesome.
And they're so social and sweet and just
They do.
The one guy had a lot of really good jokes that I'll save for a different episode.
Yes, they always have good stories.
Don't they?
It's just so humble and just the stuff they've been through. They just talk.
Right.
They're open to talk about it, and it's a lot of it's unbelievable.
It really is. We went to we took Grandpa Doomer, Tasha's grandpa, to Bob Evans this weekend, in celebration, And so Cohen's 9 years old. He's in third grade. But, we sat there and Cohen was just asking him questions about his life experiences and about the war.
He's such a good kid.
It was so cool.
He is a really cool kid. Just from what I've seen and heard about him, like, what a cool guy.
It was awesome. And it made, Grandpa's day that, he's 92, right?
Oh my gosh.
And, he was proud to serve our country, and it meant the world to him. And then it also meant a lot to him to talk about it, and with that being said, we, on Saturday, we went to Bueller's, we went to the mill, and we walked in and there was a gentleman sitting there and he had his, veteran hat on, veteran jacket on, and I said, boys, come here. I said, hey, go thank him for his service. And I kid you not, it made the guy's day.
No.
Smiles. He was so happy and thankful.
Cute little faces not make anyone's day.
Well, thank you. It was pretty cool. But overall, again, just salute and thank you to all those who serve and who have served our great country. We truly appreciate it, and we owe you our freedom. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It was a fun weekend, though, right?
It was a fun weekend.
What'd you guys do?
My youngest turned 1.
I love a good first birthday.
I know, it was
a big
sweet
one.
Nice.
We did donuts and ice cream and candy themed, and she got to go ham on a frame stick with icing, and it was just...
Where'd you get it from?
we got them at Giant Eagle.
They have
nice.
donuts.
Nice. Yes,
they do.
Yes.
They do. So that's where we went, and just like that. Oh, and she took 4 steps. So
What?
I have a toddler now. And it's my last baby.
The firsts are so exciting, but the lasts are just so sad.
It is.
It's
No one talks
sentimental.
about your last baby, what that feels
No,
like.
I know.
It's always the first.
It's a tough thing.
Yes. What about,
Which that was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My mom and dad have a donkey, so I get
Is it nice?
top quality practice.
Is it a nice donkey?
Yeah, like we go down there and socialize. No, yes, it's a very nice donkey.
Really?
Yes.
Some of them can be nasty.
I know.
I saw it in
My
person.
father has wanted a donkey for the past 5 years. I don't know. It was his thing. Super strange. But I never want to kill a man's dream.
Everyone has their thing. I want alpacas.
And then there's that. So
No, I feel. I love those. I love those dreams.
But anyways, people are going to know why I made that sound. What did you do Friday?
I went to watch a donkey basketball game out of Canaan Valley. So everyone knows it's about as Canaan Valley as it gets. It was a huge fundraiser for the girls' basketball program.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was hilarious. There's actual donkeys, and they wear these shoes. You gotta put these things on their hooves. Yeah, and then you just they had the volunteers, a lot of parents, and the staff all took part in it. And you walk your
I
donkey
bet the kids
out.
love that.
Oh, it was so funny, and you had to be on your donkey to pass or shoot. Like, you can get off of your donkey to get the ball off the floor, but you also had to be holding on to the reins and drag your donkey with you to pick up, or you got called yeah, it was incredible. It was the coolest. I can't wait. Like, next year, I'm definitely going to sign up to be on the team.
Can I participate in that too?
Yeah, I'll make sure. I'm sure I let you know.
Us live from the donkey show out at Cottonville.
Oh my gosh. You guys.
That'd be so much fun, though.
It is phenomenal. They sold out tickets.
Oh, I believe it.
They sold out tickets, but
That'd
the
be entertaining.
PTO found a way to get everybody in.
Do you think like riding donkeys or like donkey basketball could turn into like a side hustle?
For sure. For sure. Nice segue, Ash.
Getting creative there.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Today, I'm about to. Yeah, it's a great segue because today we're going to be talking about side hustles, side gigs, whatever you want to call them.
Are they a necessity or is it a passion?
Being someone that has a side hustle himself, obviously I'm a real estate agent, of course, first and foremost, but I'm also a small business owner.
Yes.
And of course, that is my side hustle. And what's interesting about it, side hustles, people do it for various reasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that, but I think overall, my biggest purpose behind it is simply the cost of living. The cost of living. It is, from the bills you pay to the doctor visits and the food you buy and just the cars, the houses. And it's one of those things, vacations, everything is so expensive. And the cost of living, I feel, and by no means do I live beyond my means, but it's just one of those things where I feel the cost of living has gone up so much over the past couple of years that it's so necessary.
It is so necessary, especially even people get them just to have money to just do something extra besides, be in their house that they work so hard for. So they're, it's really sucks. Interest rates, everything, you're kind of, and not everybody. I don't want to make it that because I don't want us to be out of a job, but I mean, people are paying all their bills and groceries. By the time they get all that done, it's like, okay, well, we have nothing, so
right.
we're not going to do anything for a couple weeks. And it's so good to get out of the house and do stuff. So,
I mean, there's a bunch of non-financial reasons though why people have them.
there really is.
Some people do it for like a new skill because they want a promotion at work and it's going to help them fine tune that skill.
Sure.
Some people do it because of the social aspect. They bartender, waitress, or drive Uber, or start a podcast.
Well, that's very true.
There you go. Yes.
Yes. So it can have a positive.
Feel a little better.
Yeah. It can have a positive outlet too.
Yes, for sure.
Or what about like testing a new business idea?
Right.
Before you quit your full-time job, test something out.
Sure.
As a side gig and see if it takes off.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
If you're that, person that likes security, which I had a full-time job and then had real estate as well. So basically I had 2 full-time jobs. And then, just beginning of the year, I finally made the leap to do real estate completely 100% full-time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's stressful because it's not a consistent paycheck,
Very
if you're nervous to go outside your realm there, you can always just test something out by doing it as a side hustle.
For sure.
Very true.
But 40% of Americans have taken up a side hustle.
Yes, 40% overall. Yeah.
Wow.
Within the past year.
A couple of different statistics, but it lands in the realm of 40%. Yeah, overall. And then most of them feel like they will always have to have one.
Yeah.
That they will until retirement, which is a whole other episode we're going to probably talk about. But some of the top side hustles in America right now: freelancing, survey taking, which goes under the realm of like playing video games and reviewing them, watching movies and reviewing them, grocery delivery, food delivery, probably more common around here, dog walking and dog sitting, which is actually, guys, 5 years ago, I was heading to Florida. I didn't want to put my dog in a kennel just because I had a bad experience with the one that I chose at the time. I put it on Facebook, just threw out some feel. It is there's a lot of people that do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people around here that will come into your home, house sit, or just dog sit. Like they'll visit 4 times a day, do a walk, send you a picture, do the feeding, things like that. Which is kind of nice because then your dog can be in the comfort of its own home, even though its family's not home.
Yeah, and it's just like it provides something like, say they live in an apartment or something and they can't have animals, so they go dog sit or house sit because they have a roommate and they just want to be alone for a week.
For sure. I had a really good dog sitter for a couple of years. I worked with her at the hospital. I didn't even know it was her side gig. I didn't know until I put it on Facebook, and she was awesome. She took such good care of my house, such good care of my dog. I really, really loved her. She was awesome. One of the more creepy on the creepier side, renting out a space in your house, which I would never do, but I'm way too paranoid for that. No hate if you do, but I find it a little weird. Ryan, any side hustles you would like to talk about?
There's quite a few out there, obviously. And I think, obviously, Ashley, you kind of hit it when you referenced, you test them out. You test different things. And I think the hardest part about doing that, though, it's the risk that it takes.
Yeah, right.
Because, financially, I'm going to be in debt for quite some time. Obviously I started that side hustle over the past year, but the startup cost, it's so expensive to do so many, these different side hustles. And it's an investment though, right? It's a risk, it's an investment, and you hope it pays off. So the challenge there is most people have that primary job, right? Mm-hmm. I have a primary job, but I also have that side hustle. With that side hustle, I put such an investment into it. Time, money, energy. And it's one of those things that you don't want to let it go. You've put so much hard work into it and you want to see it succeed. You want to see it do well. And it requires a lot of time and attention. But that's what, the side hustle piece is all about. But also, I think it's going to give people security, right? For me, it's about security for me, for my family, for my boys. Yeah. I want to give my family a peace of mind and security that, we can go enjoy those vacations or enjoy nice vehicles or a nice house or, whatever it is, whatever's people's purpose is. For me, it's that, cost of living piece, I think, is probably what draws me most to having that side hustle.
Just a security blanket.
That's it.
Yeah. To
absolutely. That so important.
Push comes to shove, you will find a way to have a roof over everybody's head.
Oh, for sure.
And what's so crazy is having like a startup, and as we found out with just doing this podcast, like you think you just need X, Y, and Z. Well, as you keep going, you realize, oh crap, I need this.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, we need to. It really does add up. So it is kind of.
Or you forget about like those small monthly subscriptions that come out of your account. Like, these are my core bills.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that I bought extra space for my cloud. Or, there's Disney Plus, or you know what I mean. The small things we forget about, and you're like, oh well, the small things just added up to $200.
Yeah, I think what's funny to that point though, Ashley, is so obviously back in the day we all had Time Warner Cable, Spectrum, Dish, DirecTV, one of those major networks, and unfortunately, obviously a lot of us cut the cord, right? That's what the reference was. We cut the cord. Well, while we cut the cord, I think we have all ended up doing so much more damage now, because here's kind of the idea. I feel like so many people have these subscriptions like you just said, right? You got Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Paramount Plus, and HBO and Showtime, and there's all these little add-ons, right? So when you look at them initially, you're like, gosh, this is affordable, a couple bucks a month, no big deal. But then you're like, wait a minute, I'm paying $70 for Netflix. I'm paying, $70 for YouTube TV. I'm paying, all these.
All that costs that much?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. It's
what kind of Netflix do you have for $70?
Well,
the premium package. That Swale side hustle is looking pretty good right now.
What I was going to say, are you hiring?
But here's the catch though. With all those fees, most folks obviously pay all that with their debit card. So it comes out as an automatic transaction.
Yeah.
So most folks don't know and or see those constant subscription charges.
Yeah.
Every month. And it's kind of like the end of the month comes, you look at your checking account, you're like, gosh, what in the heck did I spend it on? And then you forget. You have all those small little fees attached. So when it comes to cutting the cord, like a lot of us have, we're almost going to be looking backwards now and going, okay, wait a minute.
Dish is going to make a comeback, guys.
Dude,
Dish is going to make a comeback. The pendulum, I always say, pendulum always swings back the other way.
It does.
Well, I know the current household is saving money. We're not bougie like the Swales household with $70 Netflix. I'm going to research that. I don't understand.
I don't have a Netflix. I know. Who am I? Really? Swear to God.
So the Netflix piece has consistently gone up, though, as far as
it has
every year.
It has.
And perhaps I think part of that $70 though is from other subscriptions that I probably have and whatnot. But
like under Netflix,
yes,
it kind of like subs out. Like
absolutely.
I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like there's stuff.
Yes. To trade with branches.
Yeah. Branches.
Yes,
there we go, bud.
I was not aware.
Amazon Prime, same thing.
I love
Right?
these
I mean,
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, we have that.
I have something that I'm not sure it's legal to have, so I'm not going to elaborate. Because we pay like $110 per year.
No names, please.
Nope. I ain't getting nobody in trouble.
1,200 channels. See movies before they come out to theaters.
Allegedly. No, I don't do the bootleg thing.
Well, $110 a year.
See someone stand up in the theater when you're watching it. Oh, it's just that's her side. We don't do pirated films.
No.
Well, I'm not sure. Allegedly, don't come for me. Don't come to my house and arrest me.
So what are you doing this weekend? I'd like to stop by.
We can watch lots of channels for on a budget.
Do you have like an antenna or something?
Yes, I have a shot. Have you ever seen Cable Guy? Probably not. I know it's
Jim Carrey.
one of them giant dishes that he's like.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one of those.
That's awesome.
I'm kidding.
Well, that's one of those things like, not value. Are you serious? I don't know.
Swear to God.
Anyways, back to subject. Sorry.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Side hustle.
Back to side hustles. You guys are gonna kill me. We're gonna do this in great taste. I promise
That is
you.
Ryan's line.
What? Oh, yeah, it is. I wish I had a dime for every time.
What's that?
You guys are gonna kill me, but
Guys, listen.
okay.
Now, you're going to get upset, but.
I love it when he prefaces things with that because we usually do get upset.
And then we have to hide it because we're like newly best friends. So.
Right.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So one thing I am going to touch on that I have been pushing that we have got to talk about all week. We're going to talk about it in as good a taste as we possibly can.
Sure.
Speaking of side gigs,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about these teachers, these wonderful teachers who are doing God's work,
Yeah.
getting fired for having OnlyFans accounts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sensitive subject.
Very sensitive. We're going to look at both sides of the coin here. My opinion to start off, it's what they're doing in their own homes on their own time. They obviously feel like they need to do this to make enough money to make ends meet. They
Sure.
do a thankless job
Correct.
most of the time.
Yeah.
They deal with so much. I mean, I volunteered for a field day at my daughter's school last year, and I said,
Oh, yeah.
you
got
can't pay me enough. You cannot pay me enough. I don't think I'll do
You saw firsthand.
so. And there shouldn't be. It has nothing to do with their like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with their teaching
Right.
or you know how they are with the kids. If they're great, exceptional teachers, and it's
Right.
been proven so. I don't think that this is one side of the coin, guys.
Sure.
I don't feel like they should have been fired.
Right.
They put in the work in college.
Correct.
They
Earn their degree.
earned their degree. They earned that job title.
You probably loved that teacher before you found out.
Oh, sure.
For sure. And should we be that involved in worrying about what they are doing as a side hustle
That's
in
the
their spare
American
time
way,
in
though.
the privacy of their own home? Although it's not private, I guess, after it's out there. I don't know. Can you guys have opinions?
We're nosy Nelly, so of course
Right.
it's our business.
We make it our business, but is it our business?
No.
Well, I think
Absolutely not.
there's certainly two sides of that coin.
Yeah.
You know, and, on one hand, you have, the privacy of an individual, right? Most important than anything. I think in this world, if you ask somebody, hey, what's one of the most important things to you personally, right? I think one of those top answers is going to be privacy.
Right. Sure.
And it's folks respecting their privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And, certainly the argument can be made, well, you're exposing yourself online, so there goes your privacy. However, they're doing that in the privacy of their own home.
Right.
They're doing that to better themselves financially.
Absolutely.
Their
Which
families.
I will never hate.
Right,
on.
right.
No, do what you got to do, boo boo. Make your
And-
ends meet.
Right. And I guess that's
Would they be fired if they were an exotic dancer?
No, probably not.
What's the difference?
right.
Well,
Yeah, there's going to be
I know, but I'm just saying, big
fair
picture.
point. Yeah, there is going to be a battle there, I think. And I think here's kind of the other side of that coin too, though. Gosh, would they have to do that if teachers were paid a little bit more money?
I was getting ready to say that when you were done.
Right. I just,
truth bomb.
if you,
I don't think they are compensated well enough. I feel like, quite frankly, the overall average is quite embarrassing.
It's like
For what they do.
$50,000.
correct.
a year is what I was reading is the average across.
And they do so much. They have our kids.
And there's
half of the day or more.
Yeah. And there's you don't pinpoint like one school district. It's really the entire state of Ohio. Public schools and local schools and city schools and such. And it's really unfortunate when you think about what a teacher goes through every day and the responsibility they carry. And especially, the teachers that truly care about making a difference in that kid's life every day. Obviously that's a whole different discussion, the compensation piece.
Oh yeah.
But, for anyone that thinks that they are compensated fairly, certainly should be educated slightly more.
You should go volunteer at a field day.
Correct.
Or a book fair.
Correct. See what a classroom in 2023 looks like, and get an idea for how large classroom sizes are now. And how challenging it is for one teacher to, kind of manage 25 plus kids.
Yeah, to corral them
all have individual needs.
Yes.
And that's so challenging in its own. But
oh my
I have
gosh,
the utmost
I feel
respect.
Like we need Jen here.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. Shout out Miss Jennifer Schrock on
yes.
being on the board.
Yes.
Exciting.
So, do we want to explore the other side of that coin without being disrespectful? I guess I can see maybe the issue with a teacher that has high school kids.
Yeah, I see that.
Yes.
Because it's so easy to lie online, to get a Facebook account, to get, I'm sure an X account or a Instagram account, saying that you're 18. I think it's only 16 now, but there are some sites you have to be 18 to join, and I would not put it past any teenager, male or female, saying that they are 18 years old. Yes, I am. Here we go. Right. Here's my account, and I'm going to go look at my teacher because I heard she has an OnlyFans account, and I can see how that can get a little shaky at school. But then again, is that the teacher's issue that they signed up at home and saying that they're 18 and lied about their age and created an account? Is that the teacher's responsibility?
Right. And I think the problem with that is it's kind of the same idea for a kid that goes to go see a movie at the theaters.
Right.
And hey, how old are you? Over 18? Over 17?
Yeah.
Sure I am. They go in, they get exposed to the rated R scenes and things like that. And,
good times in the early 2000s, right?
But and unfortunately, that's kind of the American way of just kind of falsifying that information to still view or see whatever.
Whatever.
For that entertaining purpose for folks. And but I certainly understand that, and that's a tough argument.
It is. It's a really tough one. Oh gosh, I just hope that.
And I feel like so many employers now, they're checking our social medias.
Oh, for sure. Before we get hired.
Yeah. And, so obviously if they're popular enough, I would imagine, I do not know, but I would imagine that site would come up with your name associated with it. And
probably, unless you
have an employer seen that. So now the principal or superintendent is dealing with, I have 13 teachers that are participating in this. So that makes it difficult
that should be a loud and clear message to them as well.
Right. And so, maybe that's a standard set, prior to hiring. So there's a clear awareness factor. But for those teachers, and I don't know, perhaps you guys may, but what was their name on the website? Was
exactly. Do they have an alias?
My understanding was it was private enough, to where it wasn't like their name, being out there to where people can just access, and clearly the website reference, just the article that I read, at least, obviously it's a paid subscription website,
right? Yeah,
so it's not just
they make their money.
Correct. So it's not like just an easily accessible thing for people or kids or students, God forbid, to access.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
It's like they went out of their way to make it private enough.
Correct.
And somebody just happened upon it. Who knows who the
correct
happened upon it and how?
Right.
And then it just got out. So is that even fair that it was just like that they jumped through all the hoops to try to protect their students from it? I don't know. I'm sure it's a discussion that we can just keep having and just bring up a million questions about it. But gosh, I just
it is so a prominent side hustle right now.
It is.
Well, it is, and financially, you kind of see, gosh, the insane investment. Obviously, a couple hours of your time. The reference was like there's hundreds of thousands of dollars to be made.
Right. I know.
It's insane.
It makes me look at my feet thinking hey, these aren't bad.
You want to go get pedicures?
Let's go get pedis, Ashley.
That's today's show, folks. Hopefully we're back for a fifth. We'll see you next time. Just kidding.
People love this Ryan show.
No, stop it. I know. But for what it's worth, obviously, that argument can be made both ways.
For sure,
I certainly don't stand on one side of that coin. I see both. I see both ways. I respect both ways. I understand. I think it all comes down to, the cost of living for folks, what folks need to survive in their general lifestyle. We all have to have a respect for that.
Yes.
And, I also think we all need to have a respect for people's privacy, which it's kind of tough because we are on social media. We are exposed to so much, right?
Everything is on. And you have employers looking, if you applied and they're going to hire you, they're looking at your Facebook to make sure you're not so everyone just say your stuff to private because they're hard. I was telling Ashley, back when I worked at the hospital.
Yeah.
My boss stopped me in the hallway once and she was because I was a bit of a heathen before children. So she stopped me in the hallway and she's like, Ricky, I need to talk to you. You need to chill on your Facebook posts. They're kind of unprofessional. You work in here. And I just looked at her and I just said, I don't believe that's any of your business.
Oh, wow.
So she just moved on. She's
always been bold, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
She was just okay. Well, 2 weeks later, I had my job review.
How convenient.
Oh, whoops, I probably should have just said, okay.
Oh, no.
But I repeated myself until there's a policy in place.
Correct.
I am absolutely not going to watch what I say on my Facebook and my own free time. Yes, it's a bit unhinged. I'm an unhinged individual at the time. And we just kind of left it at that. I didn't have them listed as my employer.
Right.
So I just really didn't feel that, and I don't know, she just really didn't like me in general anyway.
Well, that's tough.
So it probably was a target. It might have been a targeted thing, but
I'm sure
I absolutely did not. And I still feel, even though it was young me,
right,
I still don't feel it was right for her to ask me to do that.
Well, I think that's your freedom of speech, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that
people are trying to stomp all over that, too.
Well, isn't that scary, though?
It's so scary. Everyone, you should, I
feel if there's a clear policy in place prior to you, signing on to that company, accepting the job, that's one thing. But if there's not, and then, later on they try to police something like that, I think that really starts to invade, your rights of freedom of speech and, being able to speak. And here's how they look at it, though. They're looking at it as your representation of their company. Mm-hmm. And they feel as though, gosh, she's going to cause some type of hardship to our company, or we're going to lose customers, or whatever that looks like.
Right.
But at the end of the day, my gosh, if you start, taking away people's rights to, give their opinion. Right. I mean, what else are we going to have? That's pretty scary when you think of it that way. And that's definitely a challenge.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree with you. I don't know.
You can't take people's voice away.
You absolutely cannot. It's a slippery slope.
It is.
They're trying, though.
That kind of goes in, though, to and we're not going to jump deep dive into this at all, but politics.
We're going to try to stay off
same
because that'll get us in trouble.
but how scary is that, though? We don't feel comfortable enough to talk about our political views without being criticized by one party over the other.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't agree with a certain thing, or we want, it's scary that, we are uncomfortable. I'm not saying necessarily us three, but in general, folks are so scared to say, yeah, I'm voting for him or her, or, we are just so mindful that, oh my gosh, am I going to upset that person if I say I like that, or,
shouldn't talk. Yeah. We're just,
just don't talk about it.
No, we just don't.
So unfortunate. I have the utmost respect for people on both sides of the party, red or blue, it doesn't matter. We can all see
how much courage it takes just to be in government. And that's, I don't know, but
you're not kidding.
I don't know, the career politics, probably not much courage, but
no, it's
that's a whole other discussion.
It is. You're not kidding, but
well, that's even when we're working on, what we're going to talk about on our show and stuff. We're like, okay, we need to make sure we try not to offend anybody.
Right.
We want to look at both sides of things, and every individual is one side or the other. I mean, that's just how we are.
Sure.
Yeah. But we're careful of it too.
Yeah. I think it's a respect thing.
Yes.
We're kind of proof. The Overpriced Podcast, by the way, we are proof.
Think different.
Thank you. We are.
You guys are so always on that.
Gotta be. Get your plugs in, right? But we're mindful because we're respectful, and we obviously, if you look at our first two episodes, we had different candidates on that were running for a same position.
Right.
You know,
they both
because-
were amazing. They both were so respectful and nice. So
It was amazing. And then we
Mhm.
saw
It was
both
amazing.
points of view from each person. And, you know, we respected and wished both of them the very best when they
Yes.
left.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, that was pretty important. But yeah, back to the side hustle piece, I guess.
Do you
I
know
think
when the term originated?
please tell us. Tell me more.
I'm sorry, did you have an opinion?
was it when the movie Hussle came out, maybe?
Oh my.
Remember Hussle?
She does not. I can guarantee.
She probably doesn't. That's true. We'll leave that one go. But
We need a movie night. I still won't.
We each bring one.
please, we are the Millers, first and foremost.
Please.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just,
Have you seen Anchorman?
don't. Just, it's going to get worse if you, yeah. We may lose
Okay.
subscribers.
No, Ashley is very educated and smart and beautiful and
she's
doesn't
wonderful.
need stupid comedies in her life like we do.
Yeah, maybe I'm just mature.
That is fair. That is fair. Really the most up here. And it's not an insult to Ricky or myself, but it's true. She's the mom of the group, and she keeps us in line.
Yes, we
Every
talked
group
about
needs
that.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
Remember?
we did. Yep, tax
Yeah.
write-off.
Tell us about when it originated.
It originated clear back in 1950.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was
Dang.
slightly before and then after the last recession.
Okay.
There was a bunch of entrepreneurs that were coming out because the basic job
Makes
opportunities weren't obviously cutting
Weren't
it.
there.
So
Sure.
weren't there. Yep. So I thought
Wow.
that was, I was
Nice
thinking,
find.
yeah, I
Good
was thinking
find.
this like term established way,
Just recently.
1950.
Wow.
But I found that to be quite interesting.
It's good. That is a good one.
So we did not recreate the wheel there, guys. It's always been there.
Interesting.
It's always been there. It just got popular.
Well, I think we are. You made that reference about 50s, obviously, and you said the word recession. I think certainly not a financial analyst and or do I claim to be, but watched a few TikToks once, so credentials.
That is the
Yeah.
only source we need.
So with that being said, though, here's what's scary. I just read an article the other day again in regards to credit card debt, right? So coming out of COVID, we talked about briefly on our last episode the overwhelming amount of money that was out there with the stimulus funds, right?
Yep.
And stocks were soaring, crypto was soaring, everything was soaring. Everybody had extra money. Everybody went out and bought, cars they couldn't afford, big TVs they couldn't afford, went on vacations they couldn't afford because we had that temporary income
False sense of,
We
yeah.
do
of
that
security.
temporary-
Right?
yeah.
We thought it was there. Well, here's the problem. Guys, we're only, 2 years removed from that? And
Yep.
here's what's scary. All those car payments still have 4 or 5 years left on them.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about the financing piece, those homes, all that furniture you bought, all those things that you purchased, you still have so much more time to pay on them. And here's what's scary. Going on those vacations, buying those cars, doing those things people did, like you said, it gave them that false sense of security that, I can afford this.
Mhm.
Well, here's the scary part. That extra money isn't coming in and things are only getting more expensive.
Yes.
So now that I think leads into the idea of what am I going to do?
Right.
My job may give me a 2 to 3% raise every year. Great. You may or may not get a bonus in your job pending. So what are you going to do other than a side hustle?
Mhm.
Yes.
You got to do something, right?
Yep.
You got to figure something
The
out.
world's inflating, and a lot of the businesses are running behind on compensating their workers appropriately to live in this world
Correct.
like they should be.
I wonder what like the bankruptcy rate's going to be
Oh my gosh. I'm
as a
afraid.
snapshot from 2020 to 2025 or whatever. So
I don't know if you
I'm
guys.
stay in my bubble out there in the sticks.
So
I know.
speaking of a bubble, though, this is frightening, guys. But this is the reality of where we're at. So in 2008, obviously, right there near the housing crisis,
yeah.
there was a gentleman that I don't know his name, excuse me, but the movie was called The Big Short, and he bet against the housing market. And everyone thought he was crazy. Took about a year and a half to play out, but he ended up making billions, right, betting
Really?
against it because he saw what was going to happen, right? He looked at all these things and all these lenders that were giving homes to anyone who wanted it.
Anyone.
Right, how
Which is
scary.
why lending is so strict, right?
Yeah,
It's because of that. Oh, that happened.
and people think sometimes
But it's a good thing.
it is a good
it's
thing.
necessary.
It
to
is. It's
protect us.
absolutely, yes.
These lenders aren't trying to give you a hard time necessarily.
No.
They want to help.
Or not. They do. And they will help.
Correct.
Yes.
They will. They care.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, they've got to be so mindful of the circumstances so we don't have a repeat of 2008.
Yeah, because we,
You know?
my gosh.
Here's what's scary, guys. So
Very scary.
while I don't think we're going to have any type of housing crisis in regards to giving people, houses that couldn't afford it, I think we're beyond that.
Yeah.
But now I think it's different. I think it's debt in general. I think it's the credit card. The average credit card, what I read, the average credit card balance now is above $6,000.
Jeez.
And what's scary about a credit card and the debt associated with a credit card is when you make a payment, let's say of $150 on, let's say, a $6,000 balance, 70% of it is just for the interest.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is devastating. And so it's going to take you 15 or so years to pay that off. So, guys, that's what's so scary, when you think about it. And then for all those folks, that went and bought their cars, and, I'm sure a lot of people know this, but when you go to a dealership, all that interest is charged up front.
Oh, it's stupid.
Right? When you finance your vehicle, it's all charged up front. Whereas your house, of course, you kind of pay as you go.
Right. You get locked in.
Right. So it's a little different. But nonetheless, I think the debt is the scary part. So that back to the story, though, the gentleman that, the Big Short movie was about, which was incredible, and I encourage everyone to watch it, that very same person just recently made a huge investment, hundreds of millions of dollars, against our stock market right now. In regards,
Is that scary?
frightening, frightening, guys.
And him on the show.
That would be amazing.
Find him. Hey, Jill.
Yes.
Do I come to my set?
And by no means,
I can't remember your name, but
I know.
Will you come in?
By no means does anyone want to cause panic or a stir up or a concern, but my advice would just be to be mindful on what we can afford.
And what you're charging.
Right?
not what you want your friends to see or your family to see, or, I can be sometimes guilty of that. Like,
Oh, we all can.
oh, I need this ceiling light because
Right.
it's nice.
Is it a want or a need?
Because the people that come to my, it's like the fear you have when people come to your house are like going to run upstairs and see if your bed's made.
Right.
When people come over, I turn into somebody I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Like before they get there.
fluff pillows.
Laughs. And Tosh would be like, whose man's is that? Sorry.
What?
Whose man's is that? We might cut that, Tasha, but it's hilarious.
It is funny.
Because Tasha always tells me, like, "Quit being fake. Stop that fake laugh. Stop it."
I know what she's talking about.
I'm like, listen.
That's how he was prior to the podcast.
I know. Whenever we actually got to know him a little bit these past 3 weeks, we're like, there he is. I see you. You were in there somewhere, bud.
Oh, that is awesome.
See, Ricky, we're not really that bad at people because there's obviously people like us.
I try. Hard to keep all this contained.
I'm glad you don't.
Thanks.
You guys are
Thank you.
awesome. You guys are wonderful. You're honest with our audience, which is what everyone wants.
Yes, absolutely.
There's nothing more important than honesty.
We just want to keep an open door for all of them, and everybody's comments and opinions do matter. So never hesitate to let us know. Just be nice to each other in the comments. We don't encourage any sort of arguing or being jerks at
Right.
all.
No.
So are we wrapping it up, or do you have something else to say? Ash?
I was thinking too, do you know what the stat is for how many like millennials or Gen Z have side hustles?
Kind of. We went over it a little bit, but I don't know the exact. I think, what is it?
I bet it's up there.
50 and 53. What is it?
Well, yeah, no, it is up there. It's like over half. It's like half, almost half of millennials and over like half of the Gen Z. But just real quick before we round things up, I found too that like I looked at different countries of the average people across the overall population, how many have side hustles. And for the United States, we were at that 39-40%.
Wow.
The United Kingdom was only at 19%.
Wow.
And Canada was at 28%.
Interesting.
So what are we doing wrong here?
We've been a little rough over the past decade or so. Slow storms happen.
I just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's a good stat. Yeah.
Can you like, just for a quick second though, all right, work with me here, Matt. That means in a room of 10 folks, 5 of those folks have a side hustle.
That would be half, yes.
I mean,
Yes.
thank you. That's the.
If they're millennials.
But I guess, and for the Gen Zers though, it's over half.
Yes.
Right. So what's scary about that though, like you're in a room of 10 people, right? Everyone has their career, right? Of those 10, you would never just set back. Like I'm just referencing, say 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I would never look back and go, I bet that person has a lawn care business. I bet they paint nails on the side. I bet they do dog grooming. I wouldn't think that. But now to think that, my goodness, half of the people walking around, Gen Zers, millennials, half of those folks have to have a side hustle. And the majority, I think, of the survey and the research you had, the majority of them need it for the income.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a survey done this year by Pinger, and it was saying that 80% said that they needed the side hustles to as income, direct income to support their families, not to go on vacation, not to buy,
just to make ends meet for basic living
necessities.
That speaks volumes, though.
It does.
And I don't know. I can't help but think, I don't think everyone is living beyond their means. I mean, we all buy things that
not that many people can be living beyond their means at the same time.
Point. That's kind of my point. And I feel like this is a perfect storm that is brewing. And I mean, listen, I don't have the answer. I would just, encourage everyone to be financially responsible with what they buy, with what they can afford. And Price Podcast. I am Ryan Swells, along with Miss Ashley Curran and Ricky Sibla. And we are excited to bring you such a fun segment. It is called the Think Different 30. So, Ashley, give our audience like a quick breakdown of what the Think Different 30 is, please.
So we came up with these random questions that our guests are not prepared for.
Yes.
And so we get some fun answers and just creates a little liveliness to our guests that we have. And fortunately for you, we do a shortened version every week.
Yes.
If it's just us. And you get to hear from yours truly, Ricky, Ryan, and Ashley, myself.
It's okay. Third person's always fine. We love it. We love a good third. So I have a question. I have the question this week.
Oh, okay. All
Starting
right.
with you, Ryan, so Ashley can have time to think. Ryan, who would you play in what film?
Ooh, that is good. That is good.
It says a lot about.
Wow, man.
Just so you know, I'm not listening to you because I am frantically trying to figure this out.
I certainly don't want to be...
Even if it's Elsa, it's fine.
Let it go. So
I wish I could let this question go. It's true, she does.
It's safe to say I don't want to be Leo DiCaprio from Titanic. It's not a good one. Great movie, but
you would die in the end.
That's the problem. So believe it or not, I'm going to throw one at you, and this is going to shock you. And I hope you've watched this. If not, I encourage. I've only used that word like 3 times, by the way.
Fingers crossed, guys.
More than I did. Cool.
Cool. So I'm going to go with the Brad Pitt character.
I know him.
In The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Ooh.
So here's the deal, right?
Solid.
That movie is just awesome. Love it. And obviously he starts out as a baby and grows up and then grows down as far as an age. And it's a very personal movie. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite movies ever. Cate Blanchett's amazing in that movie as well. Brad Pitt was awesome. But as far as like a story in a movie, that's just so dang cool. So how about you, though? That's a great question.
Me? Okay, I would play Melissa McCarthy's character in Bridesmaids.
Yes. Right when she's in that Mexican restaurant.
Getting all sick. She's just so like hilarious. She's the most down to earth one, and she just keeps it so real, no matter how like gross she is, and she's like secretly in like the CIA or something. Yes, she is.
Well, she is awesome. She is hilarious.
She gives Kristen Wiig like one heck of reality check, like at the end of the sofa.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh man, she's so great. I love that movie.
I like her in Identity Theft.
Yes.
She's great.
I did see one. Shout out.
Yes,
nice
she throat punches everybody.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right.
I almost went with that
so
one, but
good.
I'm like, I don't want people to think I steal Identity.
I love it. I love Halle Berry.
Yes.
Now this is where I'm going to fail because I don't know what it's called. It is a movie where she is trying to get her son back. Somebody took him and put him in a trunk.
No, I can't watch that. Kidnapped or something?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I just think it is like such a good picture of what a woman will do and go through if you mess with her kids.
Oh, for sure.
Man.
And I felt that in my soul when I was like,
wow.
People always says, well, you wouldn't act like that if it was really you happening. It's just like, no, your adrenaline kicks in.
Right.
That's your baby.
Right.
Yeah. So I love that movie. She is one heck of a powerful character in that movie.
Oh, Halle Berry's amazing.
Very
love
good
her.
answer.
She is awesome. I think I'm changing mine to like Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers.
He's the best.
Yes, I love him.
He is the best.
Right?
Rick has
Oh
a
my
friend
gosh.
from Maslin, and she actually met him in real life.
Yeah, he's from Ohio.
Yeah, and she said he
Yeah.
is just like he is just like he is that person.
Oh, I believe it. He is
All
just
the
a
time.
phenomenal character.
Yeah.
All right, change it up real quick then. TV show.
Ryan, come on.
Which character or actor in a TV show? Or how about this? What TV show would you want to play in?
Okay.
Yes. That is fun.
Oh, she lit up.
She did.
Annalise Keating in the TV show where she is the lawyer and she has like all the students with her and they've murdered
Isn't
people.
it called
Murder.
Isn't it? I want to say it's something with murder.
How to Get Away with Murder?
Yes, How to Get Away with Murder. Yes.
So I don't know her actual real name. In the show, she is Annalise Keating. And again, she is
amazing.
a powerful and intelligent and
Yes.
just straightforward go-getter. Like, you have to watch it.
It sounds
The
like I
whole,
need to.
all the series just like flow together and it's just like this suspense
That's
thing.
true.
And it's just little puzzle pieces here and there
It's
that
incredible.
just keep falling together.
Tosh loved that. Yes, that is really good.
What
Very
about you?
entertaining.
Well, I actually I love movies, but I don't watch a lot of
come
TV shows. I
on.
just don't. One I am obsessed with, and I think I would actually fit in really well in that environment is The Office.
Ooh.
Oh, solid.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
I think that me and
watch it
Dwight
every
would be
night.
friends. Yeah.
Oh,
Most
that's
likely,
so
yes.
funny.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yes.
Really good.
How about you?
Oh, come on. I was made for this. Made for this.
Yeah.
Rip from Yellowstone.
Oh, good God.
Never
Love you,
seen
Tosh.
Yellowstone. I know.
There goes half our audience. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I need
So-
a friend on here that doesn't know movies.
Oh my
just wanna
gosh,
be like-
Yellowstone.
The baddest
Yes,
bee in the
yes.
hive.
Plus, I love Beth.
Oh, she's amazing.
She is awesome, dude.
She's
Let's
amazing.
go. But shout out Yellowstone. Hopefully, they get that final season in. Awesome.
hope.
Absolutely love it.
I
but
hope.
Yeah, definitely Yellowstone. That would be awesome. And I love. I don't know. I would just love that lifestyle. You know, maybe not as excessive and aggressive.
Wondering
Close.
if you were going to be alive every day.
Well, not that part, but like just that way of
Like being a
life.
cowboy.
America. That's a soundbite. Good job.
You like that?
Yeah. Tell us about your side hustles, though, too.
Yeah,
That
we'd
in
love
the
to hear it.
comments.
Yes.
What are you guys doing that's making bank?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
Absolutely.
We appreciate you guys tuning in, as always.
We sure do. And if you guys have any suggestions on people you want to sit down with, us to sit down with, any topic you want us to kind of dive in on, give commentary on, please email us at theoverpricedpodcast@gmail.com.
Maybe you're an expert in something and you want to
Yeah.
sit down.
Maybe
Yeah,
they want to be
we
the
would
special
love
guest.
to have people who have some sort of expertise on our show. That would
Absolutely.
be fantastic. Yes, for sure. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow across the social media, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. We don't have our last episode up on Spotify yet. We're having struggling just a little bit on separating the audio, but Ashley will have that.
technical difficulty.
It's okay. This is all a learning curve.
And for anybody that says technology is easy, I will now challenge you.
Yeah, it's not. That's
Right.
it is not. But we are getting there.
No doubt. No
Well,
doubt.
thank you guys for joining the Overpriced Podcast, where we encourage you to think different.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again.